Save the Children organization raised concerns about the failure of the warring parties to extend the truce. According to the organization, the truce gave Yemenis benefits in terms of reduction of civilian casualties and humanitarian aid. This report has more details.
After achieving the longest period of relative peace since conflict erupted in Yemen in 2015, Yemen's warring parties failed to renew a UN-led peace agreement, and in doing so, Yemen is threatened to be pushed into a new spiral of violence. During the 6 months of the truce, child casualties decreased by 34%. The Child Rights Agency stated that the gains achieved over the past 6 months, including the significant drop in the number of civilian and child casualties, the reduction in displacement, and a considerable lift of restrictions on civilian travel and commercial imports, will all be jeopardized without serious efforts to resume a comprehensive dialogue that aims at reaching a peaceful resolution to the conflict. The violent conflict in Yemen has caused hundreds of thousands of deaths since it started in March 2015, crippling infrastructure and pushing over 80% of the population under the poverty line. Any renewal of violence will compound an already severe humanitarian situation and may further fuel the aggravation of human and child rights violations, which is very concerning. According to Save the Children's Deputy Country Director for Yemen, the past 6 months have allowed children to have a glimpse of what life could be like if there were no war. To go to school and play outside without fear of bombs falling from the sky, to have the ability to move back to their hometowns, or even to travel abroad to meet relatives, study, or seek medical care. It is extremely disappointing to watch the country falling off the path towards a peaceful end to the conflict. Children of Yemen have already paid the biggest price in this war and lost some of the most precious years of their lives. Their childhood was compromised and their future still remains uncertain. Parties to the conflict owe Yemeni children a future that is free from violence and fear, and they must take all that in their power to ensure what happened throughout the past years is never repeated. Now is time for the parties to the conflict to move the country forward on its path towards peace and prosperity. They have the power to alleviate the suffering of the millions of exhausted children, men, and women, and finally bring this grim episode of their lives to an end and to allow hope to prevail.